now, and I will go, I'll put it live already so that we don't have to think about it.
Okay.
There's always a bit of a delay, and we have to. And okay, and so now I think I have to switch off the YouTube, otherwise I'll be hearing my own voice. I don't know how to do that. Hang on a bit. I think. All right. So that's it. Another thing that we need to do is we've been exchanging lots of emails with lots of people. Okay, sometimes I put you in, often I put you in copy. Maybe some of those, I don't know who they are, if they are ministry. I know some people have signatures, and when they reply, they are professors from the university. And so others, they're from ICOM. So ICOM Lebanon, I think. So this is, in a way, to get you integrated into the, the landscape, so that you can, report back to us and have a sort of a credential legitimacy to report back to us, because I'm so grateful for what you're doing, and I'm putting some information. It's mostly Andrew Simpson, UMAC Vice President. He's putting information on Twitter, and so also very important, the channel to ICOM. And so I think that, the next few days and weeks will be very important to.
Yes, true.
To guarantee. Yeah, go on.
I will be talking also about the crisis management team that the ICOM is putting together, and I will be part of it. And we will start our assessment next week to see the damages that happen, to write reports, and to try to, before the winter season, try to shield the museums, try to cover the collections, because it's important, especially the libraries of the university. It's very damaged. So
yes.
Yeah.
So I was thinking that maybe we can start, because we're already live, and so I would like very much to welcome everyone who sees us either live or later on today, tomorrow, and I'm joined by Gilbert Nicholas, who lives in Beirut, and he has been for the past, I don't know, 48, 78, 72 hours, because the explosion, the dramatic explosion that, shocked everyone in the world happened, I think, 4 August. At what time exactly? At what time exactly?
At 6:12 p.m. in Beirut capital, Tuesday.
Beirut time.
Beirut time.
So it's been almost 72 hours, and Gilbert has been attending UMAC seminars last month, and so he was actually one of the few people from Lebanon, and it was fortunate, because I'm glad he was there, because he has been very important for UMAC to diagnose, identify the damage that has been happening, not only in other museums, but of course, our concern is mostly about university museums and collections, because we know Beirut and Lebanon in general have outstanding university heritage, archaeological, paleontological, geological, scientific collections, like every universities, but also libraries and archives. And we're very interested in, first of all, find out the scale of the damage, which I suppose must have been great. And secondly, also how we can mobilize the international community in order to help. Of course, ICOM, the International Council of Museums, is already mobilizing as the largest museum organization in the world. They are already mobilizing disaster teams and staff that are very qualified. Equally, ICOM Lebanon and we, UMAC, also have been in touch with the president, Alberto Garlandini, and also the director general, Peter Keller, and also one of the representatives, I don't know her name still by heart, Elsa Ortiz Verea. She is from the Heritage Protection Department of ICOM in Paris, and she will have an important role in this management team that will be organized between ICOM and museum professionals, ICOM Lebanon, locally. And so that's very important. And we also want UMAC, we want to be involved because we want university museums and collections to be also in the scope, in the sphere of that disaster management team. So I'm very grateful to you for doing this for us. It was really providential that we met you. And for those who don't know you, perhaps you could start by identifying yourself. What do you do? What is your connection with museums? Tell us more about you, Gilbert.
So I'm Gilbert Nicholas. I'm Lebanese. I'm an architect and a museographer. I did my research about university museums. I attended UMAC conference in Liège. I met Marta and everyone from the community. And I'm very glad that you are next to us, that you are supporting us. And what I can say, first of all, that what happened in Beirut is beyond any nightmare. The blast killed at least 137 people and injured about 5,000 others.
5,000.
And yeah, and dozens are still missing. And so it's like a 2 week of emergency state that the government put on the capital, and they are searching everywhere for victims. And actually, I'm deeply sad about what happened. It's really a nightmare. I was there. I was next to the explosion. I've been saved providentially.
Tell us where were you exactly? Because for those of us who have not been in Beirut, and that's my case, I've never been to Beirut, but I've seen all the images and all the videos. So I kind of feel that I know Beirut a little bit. So where were you exactly? Give us a sort of a visual idea.
So I was in Ashrafiyeh. It's just next to the port where the explosion happened. I was protected by some buildings. That's why I wasn't injured, but my car was damaged a little bit, and everyone around me was screaming, was crying. There was blood everywhere, and I'm in Ashrafiyeh, so it's like 2 streets away from the explosion. It's at 1 kilometer radius from the explosion. So it's really the center of where the damage is all happening. So where the universities of St. Joseph exist, where the near to the National Museum, near to the.
Okay, so it's central. It's downtown Beirut. Actually, you were there. You were alone. You were in the car. You were in your.
I was in my car. So thankfully, I was in my car.
Because we saw that there were 2 explosions. One explosion, and then the really terrible, shockwave that followed, and so on. And so, what happened to you? What did you feel? What did you think? What did cross your mind at the time?
Actually, first of all, what happened, I was in my car, and thankfully that I was in my car. If not, I would be injured, of course. And the first explosion, it's like I felt my car, it's pushing front. So it's like someone hit me from the back. I was looking to see if there is someone who hit my car, or if there is some kind of work going next to me, and something happened, and then I heard that second explosion, and everything, all the glasses shattered, and everything was on the ground, and it was chaos everywhere. It was like just in 5 seconds, everyone was walking peacefully, doing daily life, and then it's like a war area, all the damage.
You were not wounded, but people around you, I'm sure they were wounded by the debris and the glass and so on. So what did you do next? You got out of your car, and what did you do?
Actually, Marta, I cannot play this role of a hero. I was scared to death. I was really scared. I didn't know what happened. I was, my mind was shut, and I was just trying to survive, because we know that actually when there is one explosion, usually in Beirut there is another one, and we were we were scared. It's been like 2 or 3 weeks scared of a war between Lebanon and Israel. And the first thought that crossed my mind, it's that the war began, and now I should survive. I should see my family. I should see if someone I know.
So you immediately got in touch with family, close friends, and so on.
I immediately called my brother, and I told him, I'm okay. Don't be scared. In case I can't call you back, because the explosion might cut all the connections, and I cannot call them again. Please say to my parents that I'm okay. I'm trying to survive. I'm trying to come home. And when I was driving,
but your car, you could not use your car anymore, so you had to walk. What happened?
I was lucky, Marta. I was really lucky. I don't know how my car, and I am surviving. I don't know how my car got me home. Every car around me was destroyed, but really it was providential. It was a miracle. And I was seeing people around me crying and blood everywhere. I tried to stop to help, but I was shaking. I stopped my car. I took a breath, and I looked around me. Everyone was running. I tried to see what I can do, but it was really it was devastating. I was traumatized. I was shaking, and I couldn't do anything. I'm not a medical. I don't know how to help people.
To help, of course. But your car, okay, even if your car was functioning, you could not get out of the place you were because it was all stuck, right?
No, it was all stuck, and I tried to find some roads that I can. I was walking. I was driving on glass. I was driving on furniture. I was driving on. The first thought that crossed my mind is that the war started, and I should get back home. I should not be in the war area, and this is the first thing. And everyone around me, I think, he was running for his life. We were surviving.
And all this in the middle of a pandemic, right? I mean, crazy.
Yeah.
So it's crazy.
Yeah, it is. In the middle of the pandemic, in the middle of an economic crisis, in the middle of fear of a war with Israel, in the middle of political system, a corruption.
Yeah.
We are tired. We are sad, and Beirut is really crying. Beirut is screaming for help. Beirut people are, I don't know, are
revolting,
tired.
And it's really revolting. It's outrageous that such a thing could happen. The 21st century.
Actually, what's really noticeable, or what I can say, that I'm surprised that after the explosion, the next day, all the people, all the youth, all the Lebanese were on the ground cleaning, trying to help each other. There's been 3 days. I'm 24 hours there. I was, I don't know, I was like cleaning up the damage, the glasses. We brought food for people without home. There is families destroyed. There is one girl that I heard, her parents were dead. She's alone. She's homeless. She have nothing left. I don't know what to say.
And
people
the hospitals and the infrastructure, the Red Cross, whatever, the hospitals, they're all, they're all destroyed. The ones that were there inside the downtown Beirut, they were also highly impacted and
True.
could
Yes.
provide minimal help because they themselves, you know, were overwhelmed and they were destroyed, and ventilators and equipment and also the glass of all the hospitals and so on. So it's really a
We
situation.
have the biggest hospitals are in the capital in Beirut, and they are destroyed. So imagine just the
Imagine.
patients that were there, the children, the newborn, everyone was running, as everyone was evacuating hospitals, everyone was evacuating their shops, their homes. It was really devastating. It was horrible. I cannot explain how much it was a nightmare for us. I was like saying,
Of course.
please, I don't want to live this. I'm traumatized. Even now, when I go back where I was, I feel I want to cry. I feel like
Of course.
I don't want to go there anymore. Don't want to go where I was parking my car, where I was traumatized, where I was shocked. And
Of course.
uh, I don't know, when you see all the people coming together, all the people trying to save each other, you see there is hope, there is resilience. We want to rebuild our city. We want to say we are here. We want to say that nothing can stop us. And we already built Beirut many times, and Beirut is always damaged, is always hit by disasters. I don't know. It's sad. That's all I can say. When I saw the houses, the heritage that we have, when I saw the nice building that we had, I started crying. I don't know. It touched me deeply. I wanted to do something.
Of course.
I wanted to help Beirut, to help our people, to help my country.
Of course. And it's important that we have this introduction to put things in perspective because, yeah, of course, cultural heritage is super important because it's your identity, the identity of the whole world, you know, because it's never, you know, cultural heritage is never limited by borders. It's just, you know, it's for the privilege and for the joy and the education of future generations. So, but at the same time, it's important to put things into perspective. At this time, Beirut really needs the resilience, first of all, of the, you know, the friends and families and to survive and to overcome the trauma. But at the same time, it needs international help. It needs, you know, solidarity from all the countries so that, you know, the first, the immediate needs of the people, both health and food and shelter are provided. And so it
We
kind
need
of,
it desperately
yeah,
because alone we cannot do it. Alone we
absolutely.
are stuck.
Yeah,
We
yeah,
we will not be able to rebuild our country.
yeah, of course, of course. So having said that, then I texted you. Okay,
Yeah.
so while you were in the middle of this absolute, utter, shocking situation, we all over the world heard the news and we started seeing
Yeah.
the incredible videos, you know. And at that time, we didn't even know what it was. So it was just half an hour after or 1 hour after we started seeing, you know, how technology is and, you know, Twitter and so on. So the video started circulating. And the first thing I thought was about you. And I texted you on WhatsApp and you responded immediately. And then we started, you know, planning how to work together and to see what we can do for university museums and collections. So let's move on now to that part, you know, the part of the museums. Already, I think on Tuesday, you went to one museum, right? To not a university museum, but you went
Yes.
to a, tell us more about it.
So I immediately went to Sirsuk Museum because he's on the front line of the explosion, and I was deeply shocked what I saw because there was this beautiful facade of the
We have
museum
we
that
have to
survived war.
maybe we can
This
share
facade,
maybe we can
yeah,
share the images because maybe we can share because we have one image here.
yeah. if you see the building before this photo, it was amazing. It was all colored glasses. It survived war. It survived all the bad years that passed on Beirut. It was a museum of private collection for Lebanese art, for Lebanese artists. And
Beautiful
what I
building.
saw,
It's a beautiful
what I
building.
saw broke my heart because I started crying. In fact, I saw paintings shattered. I saw the collection on the ground. I saw the glasses. All the glasses is gone. Um, I don't know how to describe what I saw because it's not like it's like we went back 30 years before and we it's like ago, and it's like Beirut survived a 10 years war in 5 seconds. In 5 seconds, it's like Beirut survived 10 years of
And
war.
out of
And
negligence, it's not war, it's out of negligence and out of
true,
corruption,
true,
maybe, you know,
true,
we have to,
true,
everyone needs to understand, fully understand what happened, and the people responsible needs to be punished, absolutely.
true,
But
true.
so why did you go to this museum on the
Because
day of
I
the
love
explosion?
this museum. I love
Okay.
this building. I visited this place many times. It was lately. It was he was exposing a collection of Picasso. It was amazing. I'm in love with this museum, and
Mhm.
I've been to many conferences there. I've been to many. I'm emotionally attached to this place, and when I arrived, I was on the ground. I was crying. I didn't believe what I'm seeing.
So, but when you
I
went
wanted.
there, was there any staff there? Was there visitors
Yeah,
there?
yeah, yeah.
Tell us.
No, I went there Wednesday morning, and the staff was starting to assess the damages. Um, so we started cleaning. We started taking photos. I offered my help, and we started taking the collection to the underground to conserve it, to save it, to see what needs to be restored, and we started cleaning the glass and everything. It's like
But, but
we
this
don't
just
want.
but this just hours after the, was it on the day
Yeah.
of the explosion? It's incredible
No,
because
it
the
was
day
Wednesday
after,
morning.
Wednesday
So
morning.
Tuesday night, the explosion hit Beirut. Wednesday morning, we were there starting to figure out what we should do and how to save our
Yeah,
collection, how
yeah.
to save what's left. But you cannot imagine the damage that hit the building. It was newly restored. It's a new
Look new,
restored building.
amazing. It looks amazing. The building.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah.
It was newly restored. Um, uh, it's sad.
Yeah. And so that was last. So this is also from. Okay, no.
So the second, the two other pictures also from Sursuk Museum. We can
Yeah.
see paintings of a famous Lebanese artist, painter Kurum, the wood Kurum that are on the ground, that are a pastel. It's a pastel painting. They are very fragile. We
This one.
cannot clean them.
Yeah.
Yeah, this one. And there is many others. I just took this photo and uh, we saved it. We saved them. We tried to cover them from all the dust, from everything around.
Yeah. Our
So
thoughts are
this is
totally with the director, and I profit the opportunity to, you know, share my compliments and also my
mm,
regret to the director of
mm,
this museum, the
mm.
Sherlock Museum, which is
All the team of the museum stayed there all night, as I
imagine,
knew that
imagine.
after the explosion, they stayed at the museum all night, trying to how to say, to secure the place, trying
Of course, of
to
course.
make sure there is no electrical mass or any fire that
Yeah,
might be ignited.
any short circuit that could trigger,
Yeah,
ignite
yeah,
the
yeah.
fire or anything.
They
Has
were
there been?
working like all day long. Mm.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's amazing. It's amazing. Yeah, you have to do that because you have to defend, you know, the collections and the museum, and especially
Yes.
the security when all the doors and all the windows have been shattered and destroyed. you know, there's a high level of exposure in terms of security.
True.
So you have to protect that, absolutely. And by the way, this reminds me that although UMAC has lots of images that was sent by Gilbert Nicholas during the past 2 days, we will not show them, because we will only show the ones that will, you know, guarantee that there's absolutely no risk for the security of those extraordinary collections that are at the moment being, you know, handled by staff and being protected. But Gilbert was there firsthand almost, so he took some pictures while it was still very much exposed, and we cannot show that. We will not do that, okay? So, but okay, so that was yesterday. You were mostly at the Sherlock Museum. And did you go to
Sherlock? Yeah.
Sherlock, exactly. Did you, so there are two main, as far as I understand, there are two main universities that have heritage in that area that was damaged by the explosion. One is the University of Saint Joseph.
Excuse me, but just someone is telling me that the video is not working on YouTube. Do you think it's connected?
Oh, or maybe I forgot to press some button. But in any case, we are recording. Let's see. Let's see.
Very good.
Yeah, it's not. You're right. Let me just see if I can. Don't understand. But in any case, let's not waste much time. I'm going just to send, I'm just going to text here and say, we will appear a bit later.
Okay.
Because I don't know what I did, you know. Usually, yeah, with the webinar.
No worries, we can continue. We will.
Yeah, but we can continue talking, and then I upload the whole thing online, okay?
Okay.
Immediately after we finish. So, but okay, so there, tell us a little bit more for those who don't know the university situation, the higher education situation in the part of the explosion. Tell us a little bit. There are mostly two universities, right?
Yeah, there's mostly two main universities in the area of the damage: the St. Joseph University and the American University of Beirut, AUB. So USG is mostly more damaged by the explosion. Everything, not only the museums and the libraries, everything.
Laboratories, classrooms.
And all the administration part and everything. Mainly there is destruction in the infrastructure. So the ceilings, the glasses, it was a shock, and that's damaged everything. So I can start with the USG. There is the MIM Museum. MIM Museum is the Mineral Museum of
okay,
USG.
so MIM, that is
MIM
of Mineralogy, right?
Yes. So it's underground. So luckily, because it's underground, there's no big damages. Only the door of the museum and some windows. The glass is broken, but everything else is secure, and the collection is in good state. It's not damaged.
So they have geology, mineralogy, fossils.
And fossils, yeah, paleontologic.
Mostly, yeah. And the collection is more or less, it's preserved because it was in a basement, so the damage did not go that far. You were there when? Today, right?
I was there yesterday. And I talked with the director, Ms. Suzy Hakimian, and she's also a member of ICOM Lebanon.
Yes. Let me say hi to her.
Yeah, and she told me immediately that they were doing a meeting, and they are putting together a crisis management team with all the ICOM community of Lebanon, and we will be part of it, and with Blue Shield to make a report for assessment. So once the report will be with us, we will go to all the museums and the heritage houses and cultural houses to to assess everything, the damages, everything.
Right.
We will try to work as fast as we can because winter is here. So in 1 month, we will be in the winter season,
Yeah.
and we cannot leave them like this. And we will try to be effective as much as we can. So the crisis management team will be meeting on Monday with ICOM representative Elsa that you already mentioned.
Yes, Elsa Ortiz Verea.
Yeah, she will be here also
Very good.
with the Ministry of Culture to work together under the
So
same
you
team.
feel that there is really a mobilization and a motivation both from the international community and also from the government to overcome this situation, at least assess the damage ASAP, right?
Yeah, because all the NGOs in Lebanon are demanding the government to take immediate action because
Absolutely.
Beirut is known for its heritage and it's known for her old houses and museums and collections. So we cannot leave them like this. We cannot leave them unsecure. We cannot leave them for weather and forecast and everything.
And security, like
and security,
looting and stuff. So it's not possible. But so that was the
meme museum.
The meme, and then you saw the library, the Oriental Library, which is amazing, right? Tell us about it. How is it?
So the Oriental Library is severely damaged because it's on the upper level and it's close to the explosion spot, and all the windows are shattered. The books are everywhere. It's like a big wind that hit the library, so the books and the archives and the manuscript and
like
everything
like a tornado or something. Yeah.
So even we wasn't allowed to enter because the building is not secure. The infrastructure is not secure. It's an old building, and there is risk, and they didn't allow us to go. They want to secure the place before we can go and assess the damage and start cleaning and removing glasses.
But so, they have some special collections inside the library. I know they have
from the 6 and 7
museum. They have the small museum inside the library, and it's not only
there is manuscript from the 6 and 7 decade, and
it's an incredible library. And yes, it's also it has some collection. And one of the things that I'm mindful now is that, well, I hope that also the international community, because sometimes these things are divided in compartments. I hope that the International Council of Libraries and Archives and so on are also involved, because we were mentioning ICOM, because it's what we know more about. But of course, the heritage, the bibliographical heritage, the archival heritage, manuscripts and so on of Lebanon, and in particular of Beirut, is outstanding. So I hope that also that mobilization involves libraries and archives. Cannot be, they cannot stay out of it. And what else was the other? You were in a third museum, so that's the of the other university. Tell me.
So the same university, I went to the Museum of Prehistory, and it's the infrastructure. The building is severely damaged, but luckily the collection and the showcases are safe, as we can see in the photos that I sent you.
Can I show those photos? Those are okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so let me share. It's these photos.
So we can see, I will not say each photo it's from which museum, but we can see the damage that's going in Beirut, in the museums, in the libraries.
So these are all from the university museums and collections.
Yes.
In Beirut, that we will not name for security reasons, but people can see the damage, and that's the most important thing, that they see the impact. How crazy this is, this thing is the window, I think. This is the window, right? It has no glass. And the shock wave just entered and destroyed everything as it passed. Crazy. This is absolutely
that's
crazy.
horrible. Yeah.
So we are
Turkey.
here in downtown
Yes.
Beirut, right?
In
Downtown.
Ashrafiyya area, mainly in Ashrafiyya area next to downtown.
Yeah,
It's the next street if you want. It's
yeah,
just near downtown.
yeah, yeah.
So we can see the collection inside the
Yeah,
showcases.
they
Some
kind
of
of
them are
collapsed.
damaged.
They
Yeah,
collapsed, but
yeah,
the things are there and can be recovered. So it's not
yes.
like a fire or like a flood, you know. At
We
least,
hope so.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah. We didn't assess yet the damages like closely, but as we can see, everything's still there. It's not as you said, it's not a flood or a fire or something, but we need to assess every object to see if
yeah,
it's broke or something.
of course. But for example, a collection of glass is gone.
Yeah, in AUB, there is a showcase of glass that is
Yeah.
gone, is damaged. Yeah,
Scientific glass. Is it scientific glass or like glass like
it's
for
no,
chemistry?
it's a collection.
It's a
No, no,
collection. No, no, okay.
it's I think, okay, for about AUB, I wasn't there yet because it's a little bit far from Beirut.
Yeah.
Not far, but it's another area. So
So
the roads
AUB,
are
wait,
not
AUB is the American University of Beirut.
University of Beirut. Yeah, it's on the other side of downtown Beirut. So mostly these 2 days I was helping from this side. It's near the explosion, and I was like removing glasses, helping the museums there. So I couldn't go to AUB yet, but I called the responsible of the museum, the director, and she told me that there is a glass showcase of archaeological glass, as I think. I
Oh,
didn't assess yet the place that is destroyed. And this is are the, the atelier of the workers, the staff of the museum,
yeah.
all the
The curators,
administration.
conservators, the
Yeah,
educators, you
yes,
know, the staff.
yes. All the laboratories are hit, all the are damaged.
Yeah.
As I know from the vice rector of St. Joseph University, she told me that all the laboratories, all the study rooms are damaged, and the equipment is damaged.
So the University of Saint Joseph is closer to the epicenter,
Yes,
so to speak,
yes,
than the American
yes,
University of Beirut. Okay.
yes. It is on the front line, actually. It's just one street from the explosion.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, these are very
And
impactful images. Yeah.
and there is a lot more damage, but I can say also that the Lebanese university that is far, not near the explosion, but the wave hit all the laboratories and the classes. I was in contact with them today, and all the equipment they use for
Yeah.
the study and research is broken, is gone.
The instruments, the equipment,
Yes,
everything. Yeah,
yes,
of course.
yes. The collection is safe, as I
Yeah,
knew,
yeah.
because it's an archaeological collection and a
Yeah.
fossil collection. It's safe, but they
Yeah,
told me that all the equipment and
of
all the
course.
infrastructure of the laboratories and the study rooms are gone,
Of course.
and it's destroyed. So,
That's which
so there is a lot of
that's which university?
Lebanese University
Lebanese
of
University.
Science.
Okay, of science. Yeah, so they have a lot of probably technological collections and, you know, scientific collections and so on. So yeah, well, you know what? I think that we should do another point next week. Because it will be very interesting to see how things develop and where you have been, the places you have been to, and
Yes.
you know, how it would be nice to create a sort of a series just talking to you, hopefully next time with less technical problems. Sorry, audience, but it would be nice to, you know, to follow up. So you could do that. Would you agree to do that? And maybe, I don't know,
Yes, of course, of course.
Tuesday or I don't know, Wednesday. So today is what, 7, 8, 9, 10, 10 or 11. We would go back and we would announce it on the, you know, I'll say the social networks, and we would talk again, you know, briefly, but to give us an idea of how, first of all, how you're feeling, how you're talking, you know, how things are going, and that allows the international community to accompany the situation a little bit better. Do you know if there is a botanical garden in
Um,
Beirut?
in Saint Joseph, as I was informed, there is a botanical a garden that was put in place. They were planning to put it in place, if you want,
Okay.
and they were like collecting equipments and all the what is needed.
Yeah.
But now also it was damaged. I didn't go there to
Okay.
assess the damage, but we will start working Monday to divide groups and to go to all the
Yeah, to
damaged
do a
places.
survey. Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
mainly we will be working on the university museums and
Yeah.
collections, and I will be getting back to you every time I have
Yeah,
a
that's
news about.
wonderful. And also, people who follow us and who are seeing this right now, not right now, but with a delay, if you know university collections, if you have contacts of
Yes.
university collections or museums in Beirut, because you know, universities have much more collections and museums that we initially think, you know, and maybe Gilbert knows a few, we know a few from our world database and our contacts, but there's much more, you know, there's usually much more. It's a lot of under the radar stuff. It's a lot of, you know, scientific, small departmental collections of scientific instruments, herbaria, biological stuff, tissue collections, and so on. And so if you know, and if you have contacts, please get in touch with me. My website, my email address is on the UMAC website, or directly with Gilbert. If you are in Beirut, just get to him and, you know, help mobilize and help
Yes, please.
to
Today I received a message from Canada of two architects and civil engineers. They are willing to help remotely. They are willing to do
course,
what they can.
of
And
course,
Beirut really needs help, and
of
Beirut
course,
needs the international community to be next to us,
of course,
especially in the education and the university, and
of course.
to rebuild our future. And you know, because we will start the year in 1 month, the university year,
Yeah.
and we cannot go back to our laboratories, to
No,
our libraries, to
but this
anything.
is much more confusing than that, because you know there's the pandemic, and who knows if you really
True.
can go, and who knows what impact all this had, you know, because the infrastructure, the health infrastructure is destroyed. I mean, it's really, really complicated. So the help is much needed, and you can count on UMAC and the international community of, I mean, of course, museums, collections, okay, all relative, all relative. The health of the people is the most important, the health, shelter, food. But in terms of our competence, in terms of our, you know, responsibility, in terms of our concerns and scope, you can count on us with our solidarity in full, you know. And but it's really, and there is a need for massive involvement and engagement of the international community to provide for the basic needs, right?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
And Marta, as you said, even food and families and everything, but if we only focus on this point and we leave all the libraries and museums and collections without being secured and
Of
safe,
course, of course.
and the winter comes and we are under the storm and the rain,
Yeah,
it
yeah.
will be disastrous and
Yeah,
catastrophic
it
more
needs to be
than
done. It needs to be done right now. It
immediately.
needs to be
Yes,
done right
yes,
now. And if necessary, you can always put the army, you know, protecting the, you know, whatever, or the
yes,
police, you know. It needs to be protected. The heritage of Beirut needs to be protected. Absolutely, absolutely.
yes, yes,
So I'm now mindful of your time. It's late in Beirut, and you have your
yes,
family and friends, and the promise of getting in touch again
yes,
next week.
of course,
We will do that. The Beirut
of course.
series, you know, it's going to be called the Beirut series, and we will be here until everything is in
Thank you,
place. Absolutely,
thank you.
you can count
We
on
are
us.
grateful, and we are counting on you.
And maybe we can talk to more people, you know, maybe at some
Yes, of
point we
course.
can enlarge this discussion to other people.
Yes, yes,
Okay,
of course.
thank you so much.
Thank you, Marta.
Gilbert,
Thank you for your concern and your support since day one. Thank you.
absolutely. Count on us, please. And thank you so much. Sorry, dear listeners and viewers on YouTube for this flop of the live thing, but we will handle it and it will not happen again. See you next time. Stay attentive to our social networks so that we will keep you informed more about the situation of university museums and collections in Beirut. Bye.
Bye.